A Sunday softball matinee in the desert as number 5 Texas Tech tries to close out the series against Arizona State in an all but crucial Big 12 clash from Alberta v. Farrington Stadium. ASU hosting Texas Tech for the third time in 3 days. As we welcome you inside the broadcast booth here at Farrington Stadium, Ryan Sikora with Kelly Burke. 0-2 so far this weekend for the Sun Devils. Number 5 Texas Tech trying to push towards the postseason. Who's this one more important for?
Well, it depends which head coach you ask, but Texas Tech has a chance today, if they can get the series sweep, to clinch the outright Big 12 title. Number 11 in the RPI, so wants to continue to move up into the top 8 to be able to host both a regional and super regional. ASU, meanwhile, is still trying to solidify their spot in the Big 12 tournament and trying to close out this home campaign on a high note.
So how did we get here? 2 games into Texas Tech wins. We start with the pitching on Friday night for the Red Raiders. Caitlin Terry has been so good so long.
Terry, 7 strikeouts, only 2 hits allowed, improved to 19-1 on the season, and improved her record against ASU to 5-0 in her career.
The offense showed up on Saturday, though, for both of these teams. Texas Tech, a 7-5 winner. They were up 4-0 before the Sun Devil Bats came alive. 3 home runs to drive in all the runs on the afternoon for ASU, but it wasn't enough. Victoria Valdez and this Texas Tech offense answered every call all afternoon.
Valdez pinch hitting, came up with a huge clutch hit top of the 7th. Her first hit of the season to give the Red Raiders a little bit of insurance in a 7-5 win.
The catcher, Victoria Valdez, the hero of Saturday. Who will be the hero of Sunday? Will it be Nigeri Kennedy, the star pitcher for Texas Tech? Can Arizona State find a top 5 win for the first time in almost 4 years? The Sun Devils and the Red Raiders. First pitch coming up. We'll have lineups as well on ESPN+. To open proceedings in Tempe, Texas Tech batting first, looking for the series sweep over Arizona State. Mia Williams, the second baseman, bats in the 4-hole, has been so good all season long for the Red Raiders, who are hoping to get Mia Williams going, and then Maya Davis at the top, who's had such a strong start to the series. They will face a surprise starter in the circle for Arizona State today in Aisa Silva, the former Arizona Wildcat.
Right. ASU going with the lefty. We thought we were going to see Kenzie Brown in the circle to start this series finale, but it's going to be Silva instead getting the start today, and you're going to look for her. She can spin it 4 different ways. likes to throw the rise ball and the screwball, but also mixes in a curveball and a drop ball as well as with her changeup.
The first-year Sun Devil has been a real leader for this team all season long. Very extroverted, connects this team, hoping she can give them the spark in what is going to be a big afternoon for Arizona State softball. Push towards the end of the year for ASU. They have to find some wins over the closing stretch of the season to get into the Big 12 tournament. The top 8 teams in the 16-team conference get to that stage. A Texas Tech win would go a long way towards the Big 12 standings. It would go a long way towards boosting the postseason resume as Silva delivers the first pitch into Maya Davis. Caitlin Terry, Jackie List, the 3 due up in the top of the first for Jerry Glasgow's Red Raiders, 46-4 in 2026. This one, right side, second baseman is Tiare Ho-Ching, who's got to flip that one underhand for the first out of the game.
That's a big out, too, because Maya Davis has blazing speed. She is always a base-stealing threat when she is on the base pass. So getting that first out against her in particular, absolutely critical.
Sets the table for Caitlin Terry, who has struggled at the plate so far in this series. Ofer worked a couple of walks. She was the standout of the Friday night game nonetheless, though, with a superb pitching performance that powered Texas Tech to a series opening win.
And you just look at the body of work that KT has had this season. I mean, top 5 in the country in terms of her batting average. Great two-way player.
Offering from Silva, taken by Terry for a strike. Right now, it would feel like Terry is the shoe-in for Big 12 Player of the Year,
yeah,
what she's been able to do on both sides of the ball.
Well, and we asked Coach Glasgow, you know, where has she been an even better surprise than you expect? He said all around.
He's upstairs. Glendale native as well. Had 30-odd people here on the Friday nighter. I'm sure there's a good chunk of that group in the crowd today. The one-time UCLA Bruin.
Well, that's why you saw Caitlin Terry actually get the start on Friday night for the first time this season. But it's because she's pitched so well at Farrington Stadium in her career dating back to her UCLA days.
2-1 from Silva. Finds the zone for strike number 2 on Terry. A pitcher who loves to hit, which Jerry Glasgow told us is not what he wants to, is not what he looks for in recruiting, but he does love to see that kind of mentality out of his pitchers. Terry playing in right field. 2-2, 1 out in the first from Silva. Slap foul, third base side.
Well, it's really interesting, too, to look at Caitlin Terry, her positioning in the box. It's a lot more of an open stance than you traditionally see with batters. But it's clearly working when you look at her 500-plus batting average.
The 2-2 again from Silva. Swing and a miss, and Aisa Silva retires the first 2 Red Raiders she faces here on Sunday afternoon.
Silva going to the curveball, lefty on lefty, and she's winning that battle. That was a big strikeout. Nice way to set the tone here. Gets her going away. Great spin on that ball to the outside of the plate.
For Jackie List, one of the best hitters in this Texas Tech order. So the best hitting mechanics in the country, according to her head coach and the coaching staff. They love working with her.
And Jackie List has really made a pretty seamless transition coming from the Missouri Valley Conference and SIU, where she tore up that conference with her offense.
That one gets out in front.
Coach Glasgow just talked about what a mature mentality she has. You know, it's not easy when you're going from the mid-major level to the Big 12 to a Power 4 conference to be able to adjust to the even better pitches you're seeing, but she's made the adjustment look pretty seamless.
And gets away from Silva as well. Quickly ahead 2-1 is List, the first baseman. Had a good series so far as well. 2 for 8, 1 run batted in on a nice double. That one she rifles into left. It's going towards the wall. It bounces off the glove of Yazzie Avila in left field. And a 2-out double from Jackie List has Texas Tech rolling here in the first.
That ball really carried to left field. This is where, too, you miss Tanya Wendell. Played so much of the season just a stalwart out there in left field, and not having her out in left field, being able to track down some of those balls. But really nice attempt, going up high to try and corral that ball. Just a little bit out of the reach of Avila.
They've had a rotating cast of characters Arizona State has in left field this season in what has been an injury-riddled year for the Sun Devils. That one missed on by Mia Williams. And a two-out double by Liss has her in scoring position. Silva, did that one find its way in? It did. Goes with the off speed and is ahead 0-2 here.
Well, the one real positive for ASU with a little bit of surprise putting Silva in to start this game is Texas Tech batters haven't seen a lot of her. So it's a different look, especially as a lefty.
We were very surprised to see that as the decision from Arizona State. A potential must-win game for the Sun Devils. Mika Lupi has been the innings eater this year for ASU. Kenzie Brown is one of the best in the country. So if Silva can give them good innings, it'll be a blessing as ASU continues to try and find its pitching performances towards the end of the year. This one right back to Aisa. She's got it inside the circle for the third out. Four come through for Texas Tech. Just Jackie Liss on a two-out double able to reach as the Red Raiders go scoreless in the first, and the Sun Devils will look to take a lead finally in this series.
Everyone needs a checking account, so get the one with built-in benefits for your unique lifestyle. Mountain America's My Style Checking has perks no one can pass up.
Enjoy sizzling restaurant deals.
Peace of mind mobile phone protection.
Timely telehealth services.
Confidence boosting identity protection.
And clutch loan rate discounts.
Make My Style your lifestyle.
At Mountain America Credit Union.
I wanted a college that thinks outside of the box. Scratch that. That doesn't even believe in boxes. That's not afraid to tap into the limitless potential of the human brain. And tear down the myth that great education is only for an elite few.
Being able to wear this as an analog astronaut.
Because the truth is, it's for all of us.
Tanya Wendell, Kaylee Pond, Sam Swan, the 3-2 up for Arizona State. Sam Swan's been so strong since conference play began. Good to have Tanya Wendell continuing to bat. Had a nice home run for Arizona State yesterday, who had some success against Nigeri Kennedy, who is once again inside the circle for the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Yeah, a little bit surprising, actually, because Kennedy has been so dominant this year and had issued a couple of walks yesterday, had a hit by pitch. But ASU, really from that third inning on in Saturday's game, was a lot more aggressive early in counts. And Wendell really setting the tone, had that leadoff home run in the bottom of the third.
One of two pitchers in this Texas Tech roster to have 19 wins. Do the math, that's a lot of wins. That's going to win you a lot of ball games. As Wendell shows to bunt in the first pitch. And as the DP today, she had been the left fielder at the start of the season. It's an Arizona State team that has had injuries all year long. You talk to their coaching staff, and they tell you that the only week they've been healthy was week one, that first weekend of the season when they went toe-to-toe with Oklahoma.
It's been a little bit of a revolving door in left field. Even this week, the last couple weekends at right field right now, with Mejia having been out last weekend. Some injuries even in the circle, too. Kenzie Brown earlier had sickness back at the end of February.
It's foul two back here, Wendell. Had that solo home run to spark a 3-run bottom of the third after ASU had fallen down 4-0 in the game yesterday that was back and forth. The teams trading blows, swings and misses, and Kennedy has her first strikeout of the afternoon.
And a good sign too, Kennedy really has the movement working to all parts of the zone right now at the plate. Yesterday, struggled a little bit with her control, but dialing it in, and look at that just fall off the table.
So good, and they've got two of them. Another one fouled back by Pond. Arizona State is attacking early here in the first.
And Kaylee Pond, speaking about window, she missed 21 games. So Kaylee Pond, for a big stretch of the season, actually moved up into that leadoff spot and did a great job in that spot. But you want her slightly lower down in the lineup because she has that ability to drive in so many runs.
Did what the team needed. Back batting second today. 1-1 is upstairs. Good eye from Pond. And you've got Sam Swan on deck for ASU, who has been so fantastic since conference play began. Had a 14-game hit streak entering the weekend that was snapped on Friday for Swan. The Sun Devil offense, second best in the Big 12.
It was coming off a hot week last week when this offense batted .425, but these Texas Tech pitchers have really kept this offense off balance.
This week it's a little different. 143 batting average as a team through the first 2 games of this series. 7 for 49 is Arizona State.
Well, and it's tough. I mean, Kennedy is a once-in-a-generation type player, says Coach Glasgow, but then you throw Caitlin Terry into the mix now, transferring in from UCLA. And you've got 2 aces basically in the circle.
Pond, swing and a miss. And it's a full count again to Kaylee. Sun Devils were shut out on Friday night. Had the offense come up a little bit in the Saturday defeat. Hoping that trend can continue today if you're Arizona State. And that's a big help early to get Kaylee Pond on the bases, courtesy of a free pass from Kennedy.
A good discipline there at the plate by Pond. Able to draw the walk and that rise ball out of the zone.
Righty now to Swan, who sends the first one to the hot corner, and it's snagged by Panel. Taylor Panel with a reach and a dive, and somehow that ball looked like it was headed for foul territory. And that's the second out.
Sam Swan all weekend, even though hasn't been able to have the hits to show for it, she used to hit the ball pretty hard, even dating back to yesterday.
It was right on the line. Now with 2 outs behind her, Kennedy, this one driven as well to the left side. It was a rifle foul from Emily Shep, the third baseman.
Emily Shep coming off of that big homer yesterday to really help close the gap against Texas Tech. And then she's got an interesting mix of both being a power hitter, but also great barrel control.
Shep right now the only Sun Devil with multiple hits this weekend. Home run and a double to her name, 3 RBI. She's been the one who's found success for Arizona State. Behind 1 and 2, runner's gonna go. The throw is a good one from Vicky Valdez, and out at second is Kaylee Pond.
Valdez way ahead of that attempted stolen base. But Valdez getting it done behind the plate as well, as we are all scoreless here through 1 inning of play at Farrington.
Back in Tempe, no Kenzie Brown inside the circle to start this one, but still one of 2 players on these rosters to have received a golden ticket. Holly Rowe gave it to her back at the beginning of April. Nigeri Kennedy for Texas Tech had that as well. What a wonderful idea this is from pro softball and AUSL to get these women opportunities and make a celebration out of it, and Kenzie Brown, one of the recipients.
And it really just builds so much excitement going into that Athletes Unlimited draft that is coming up. And it's incredible when you think about, too, to have 2 pitchers, one from each team, in this series that got golden tickets. That is an elite honor, and it just speaks to how good and how elite both of these pitchers are in Kennedy and Brown.
Been a little surprising we didn't get to see them match up against each other in any of the games this week. Maybe still a chance if Kennedy prolongs her outing and Kenzie Brown maybe comes back in a relief effort as she did yesterday for the Sun Devils.
Well, it's been fun to watch the chess match that has been both of these head coaches trying to figure out when they're going to put in certain pitchers, and it was a big surprise because initially on Friday night, Kennedy was listed on the scorecard as getting the start, but then made a late switch to Caitlin Terry because she's had so much success in this stadium against ASU dating back to her UCLA days.
Saw Megan Bartlett a moment ago. 4th year in charge at Arizona State. This is her best team. 1 win away from having the best record of any of her teams, or most wins of any of her Sun Devil rosters. Jerry Glasgow just continues to produce winners. His 2nd year at Texas Tech, he's already got 100 wins. You are looking at 2 of the best in the Big 12. A 2-1 to Panel. This one high in the air to left. It should be kept in by the wind and is, as Avila has the put out for the first of the second.
And Panel is one of those players for Texas Tech that Coach Glasgow feels like could be the X factor as this quickly moves closer to the postseason. He said she's going to get hot at the right time, but she can be that difference maker for us.
She had the home run on Friday. It was kind of one of those where you were watching it and you go, oh, yep, nope. Coach was ahead of the curve on that one. Desiree Spearman, the left fielder, steps into the right-handed batter's box and takes strike 1. Good start so far for Aisa Silva. That 2-out double, the only blemish halfway through this Texas Tech lineup.
Interestingly enough, Spearman was recruited as a 2-way player. Pitched 4 innings early in the season, but the pitching staff has been so deep and so elite, they haven't needed her arm. So it's allowed her to really just focus on her offense and plan out in the outfield defensively.
7 pitchers, at least listed pitchers, in this Texas Tech team. You've got Kennedy and Terry, who will be 2 of the best in the postseason amongst all the best teams there. Louis Riaceto is a longtime knower of Jerry Glasgow and how he wants to coach. She had been the secondary option last year. Then you add in Sam Lincoln, who's been so good this season. They've got 4 good pitchers.
Yeah, Lincoln has really developed this offseason.
That's a strike, 2-2.
But how about Spearman? She's one of 2 players that transferred in from SIU, and it just speaks to what a powerhouse that SIU program is at the mid-major level. And both her and Jackie Liss are starting in this Texas Tech program.
2-2 from Silva. We'll do it again. Fouled straight back by Spearman.
And interestingly enough, a lot of Southern Illinois connections. Jerry Glasgow actually started his career. He's from Southern Illinois, grew up in Crab Orchard, which is in Marion, Illinois, and coached at the high school level before he got into college coaching.
Bet you he was a pretty good high school coach.
Yeah, he was a great coach at Johnston City High School.
Full count to Spearman with the DP Jasmine Burns in the on-deck circle. 1 gone in the second. Silva, and it's a full count walk. And the second base runner of the game for Texas Tech is aboard with Desiree Spearman. Really good at bat. You get to the bottom part of this lineup where it, does not let up. Everybody in this Texas Tech order can hit. Even Victoria Valdez in the 9 spot got her first. It was a clutch hit yesterday for the Red Raiders. So they are all a threat in red this afternoon. I mean, your 7 hitters got 12 home runs. OPS north of 1,200. It's come down this week, too. She entered the week, the New Mexico Straight, it's come down this week, I should say. Burns, one-time Ohio State Buckeye.
Well, it just speaks to the depth, too, that Texas Tech has, not only in their lineup offensively, but Jazzy Burns, she's one of 3 catchers that sees playing time.
Maggie Quiroga as well. And out. Team can flat out recruit. Number 1 in the transfer portal rankings the last 2 years. They rode that and rode their starting pitcher this afternoon, Kennedy, all the way to a College World Series appearance. 2-0. Opposite side for a base knock for Burns. And it's back-to-back base runners as Jasmine Burns has a single and 2 are aboard for Haley Toney, the shortstop who's coming up.
Yeah, Burns doing a nice job. Not trying to do too much, just goes the other way with that. But now really putting the pressure on Silva in the circle with 2 base runners on. Go to the outside of that zone to hunt that ball down. ASU doing a nice job, though, of limiting the damage there to keeping it not going to extra bases.
So now the real test of Aisa Silva. A 3.76 ERA on the year. Hitters are .281 with runners in scoring position against her on the season. This one to the left side. It's going to find the gap and touch the wall. Waving around is Spearman. They will hold Burns at third. It's an RBI double in the second for Haley Toney and Texas Tech. Strikes first in this one.
And Texas Tech right now is having a lot of success with some of those balls out to left field. Able to find the gaps out there right now, really exploiting that position defensively, which has been a little bit of a revolving door for ASU this season.
Flips it to the 9 spot for Victoria Valdez. Big double yesterday for one of the key leaders in this Texas Tech team. We're hoping to get her more involved as this season has gone on from an offensive end. And the clutch hit last night and figures to be a big part of this Texas Tech team's, journey to finding its identity. We talked to Coach this week, and he says last year's team was good, very talented. This year's team more talented, but they haven't quite yet hit the potential and found their identity. They really do think that Valdez is going to be a big part of that as they bring in a pinch runner.
And keep in mind, too, Valdez, she understands Nyjah Kennedy better than any catcher on this Texas Tech staff. They're so comfortable together. And then Coach Glasgow said defensively, she's as good as any defensive catcher in the country. We saw that in that first inning when she gunned down the stolen base attempt at second.
Michaela Garcia is the pinch runner who stands at third. Playing the chess match here with only 1 out. See if you can snag an extra run early. Number 5 Texas Tech already clinched a share of the Big 12 regular season title thanks to last night's win. A win today would guarantee them the outright ownership of that crown for the 2nd consecutive season. There's a strike from Silva, makes it a 2-1 count. 18-2 in conference play. Silva's delivery, left side. They'll try and get the runner at first. They will successfully get Valdez, but scoring on the fielder's choice is Garcia to make it 2-0 Red Raiders.
When Valdez continues to come up clutch in big situations, had that key RBI last night in the top of the 7th, and then now on the fielder's choice.
It's Haley Toney over to third and back to the top for Maya Davis. This one slapped skyward to center. Underneath it is Kaylee Pond for the 3rd out of the 2nd. But 2 come across for Texas Tech. Spearman scores after she was walked. Burns makes it 2-0, and the Red Raiders, number 5 in the country, off and running on Sunday afternoon. too, from AUSL.
Got the first golden ticket, too. And Nigeri Kennedy, what Coach Glasgow calls a once-in-a-generation player. She's the $1 million woman. Reset the bar at the collegiate level for NIL last season. And she is just so dominant out there in the circle. And it's so fun to watch her. Going back even to Friday night when she was warming up, to see all the young girls that were gathered around the bullpen just watching her warm up. I mean, she just has a transcendent effect on the game of softball.
Carries herself with such high shoulders. Great gravitas around the starting pitcher for Texas Tech. One-time Stanford Cardinal, familiar with Arizona State. In another life, second year at Texas Tech for the senior from Topeka.
That's what's been so fun about the series this weekend is between Kennedy, Kenzie Brown, what an elite pitcher she is, one of the best in the country, and then Caitlin Terry. I mean, you've got three of the best.
Fresh start for Emily Shep, who's back in the batter's box after Kaylee Pond was caught stealing to end the first. You ask Coach Glasgow about Kennedy and what she does well, and it's a book.
Right? It's a long book.
She doesn't allow many runs. She gets out of jams.
Well, and she's got that elite rise ball, very much like Kenzie Brown has.
This one sent on a line into center field as Davis is underneath it.
But also has an exceptional changeup that, you know, she throws so hard, touches 72, 73 miles per hour, and then you come back, she can throw the changeup on any count, and that completely messes with your eye work.
Tough to spot that changeup too, hides it so well. Misses high to Ashley Mejia, the right fielder. I mentioned in the top half of this inning the pitching staff. This Texas Tech team has, what a gift that is. Last year when they make the run to the College World Series, they get to the championship, and it was really just about Nigeri Kennedy.
Yeah, I mean,
that was the only one they could ride.
Yeah.
You add in Caitlin Terry, yes, but the development of Lincoln, Riasetto is still there as an option, and now you've got 4 pitchers in the postseason, which just gives you so much more margin of error or room for error in that sense.
Well, it gives you different arms to throw, different looks at the plate.
3-0, she hated it, and that's because it's a 4-pitch walk to Mejia. You can hear that one from Kennedy.
And Kennedy right now, kind of a little bit like what you saw yesterday, just having a little bit of trouble right now with her command and her control.
It's her second walk in 5 batters as Katie Chester comes up. Arizona State would like to get this part of its lineup going. Chester on the week is 0 for 5. Mejia, who just worked that walk, is 0 for 6. So they have not gotten a lot of production from these two, and typically for Arizona State, when this part of the lineup is working, you get the back end of the lineup working, and then
able to turn the lineup over. Yeah. Well, Mejia was out last weekend too, so it's good to see her back in the lineup. Not playing out in right field defensively this series, but even her bat being back is a big factor.
Working this one out with Kennedy. Maybe more of a settle-in conversation or something strategic with the runner on first.
And definitely, I think it's more of a settle-in thing, just trusting your stuff.
Kenzie Brown watching on with a smile, hoping some offense can come aboard for her Arizona State Sun Devils. As Kennedy steps back into the circle after that meeting from Kara Archibald. 1-0, up in the air. This could be playable for the first baseman, and Liss could not corral it right up against the wall of the dugout.
To
Chester, swing and a miss from Katie. That's such a good pitch.
Filthy. So late on that.
Chester had a great weekend last week in Houston. I mentioned the 0-5 start to this week. It was 5 for 10, drove in 9.
Well, yeah, keep in mind, Katie Chester leads this ASU team with 17 home runs on the year and 57 RBIs. She had 10 multi-hit games.
There's down the 2-2 and goes full with Mejia on first. Sun Devils yesterday did a very good job of bouncing back and answering Texas Tech scores with scores of their own. 2 in the top of the second for the Red Raiders. 1 gone in the bottom. And it's a walk, back-to-back free passes issued by Kennedy, and 2 are on for Arizona State. Now she gets Yazzie Avila, a left fielder. On an early opportunity for Arizona State to get some offense rolling with Avila, the one-time Illinois player, redshirt junior from El Paso, who has had a lot of injuries throughout her career. This is her 5th college season, so much experience. Brings a wealth of knowledge to this Arizona State order. There's a strike, and 1-1 with 1 gone.
Well, this is really even dating back to Friday's game. ASU had some opportunities with runners in scoring position, was not able to capitalize. So Sun Devils, if they want to get a series finale win here, you got to be able to capitalize on these moments.
This one left side gets through the glove of Tony. Coming around to score is Mejia. Yazzie Avila drives in 1 for Arizona State.
And a rare error, too, from Haley Tony, who, as a freshman, 0 errors in conference play last year. So she is exceptional at that shortstop position.
Couple of walks, and the Sun Devils pay it off with 1 run here. They have half the deficit. An E6 from Haley Tony. This one, we have a chance. No.
I was thinking it was going to be you, Ryan, but a little bit out of reach.
I wasn't shying away from it. It's just, you know, I'm not that tall. I can't get it. Avila. Now at first, still 2 on, still 1 out. And that one's low as well from Kennedy. Pitching for the 2nd consecutive day. Has never been a problem for her in the past, though.
No, I mean, she's been an Iron Woman even dating back to last year. It's spent a lot of time, did not pitch this fall, trying to recover from all the innings she threw last spring and into the summer.
Zooms that one past Brooklyn Ulrich, though. Strikeout here would be huge, any out. Or Texas Tech ahead 2-1. Goes with the speed. Just missed outside. I don't think she was happy with that one from the home plate umpire, Garrett Knowles. Dustin Douglas is at first base. Keith Kearney is at third. 2-2 to Ulrich. Swing and a miss. That's a great pitch. And the 2nd strikeout of the game.
It's that off-speed stuff from Kennedy that continues to be a major issue for ASU hitters. She just works that in. You know, you see the 72 miles, 73 mile per hour fastball in there, and then she goes to the changeup and just completely messes with her timing.
It's fastball inside, fastball outside that she missed on and got her on the 3rd try. Tiare Ho-Ching now, bottom of the lineup for Arizona State. Get on base, flip it back to the top with Tanya Windle on deck for ASU. Katie Chester's in scoring position. 1-1 to Ho-Ching, who missed some time at the front end of this season with an injury. Who hasn't for Arizona State? This one from Ho-Ching, out to left. Trying to track it down is Spearman. Spectacular speed from Desiree Spearman in left, and Texas Tech get out of the 2nd alive and well. 2-1 Red Raiders As Nigeri Kennedy gets her second strikeout, struggling a little bit with the control right now. Number 5, Texas Tech still in front by a run. Tech so far in Tempe as we trek towards the top of the third. A pivotal Sunday afternoon clash between these two teams. Arizona State right on the cusp of being a potential 2-seed, 24th in the RPI. Probably a bigger game for Texas Tech as they search for super regional opportunities in Lubbock later this year.
Well, we said that this series was going to have a super regional feel to it, but Texas Tech opportunity today can clinch the Big 12 title outright. And it's interesting, their RPI, they actually, after a doubleheader sweep to UTEP this week, they fell to 15 in the RPI. Now they're back to 11 after 2 early wins in this series, but need to really get into that top 8 to ensure that they are able to play at home during those super regionals.
We've got Baylor next week, then Big 12s to try and build up that resume. Jerry Glasgow believes if they win out, they do their job. The things that will come will be good. They will have a super regional in Lubbock. If they can find a way the rest of the way for Arizona State, it's really just that series against Utah. We saw it on that graphic a moment ago, got swept on the road.
But keep in mind, that, and that's what I hope the committee really hones in on, is that in that series, they did not have Kenzie Brown. She was not healthy in that series. Pitched a little bit in the last game, but again, you were missing a lot of key pieces, and this ASU lineup was just decimated by injury at that point.
You take that away, and this is an Arizona State team that is right in the thick of it for a regional hosting opportunity. This one to Ho Ching at second. And down goes Caitlin Terry for the second time. First out in the third inning. Aisa Silva hoping to get back to that first inning rhythm rather than what she showed in the second.
And that's the biggest thing you have to keep in mind with this ASU squad. You think back to even that first week of the season when they played toe-to-toe with Oklahoma. That was the 1 week where they were fully healthy all year. So you just look at some of the quality wins they've had and who was in the lineup at that point.
This is an Arizona State roster that has 15 losses on the season, but 9 of those have come by 2 runs or less, including yesterday's defeat. We have on the wrong end of some close games. That one just away to Jackie Liss, who had that double in the first. From Silva. That's a strong pitch, works it way back in for a strike.
Jackie Liss has been so steady in this Texas Tech lineup this year. Was Big 12 Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago. Had 3 home runs and 8 RBIs in 3 games.
This one towards the right side, gloved by the first baseman Chester. Quick 2 up, 2 down. Try and find a way today, if you're ASU, to mix both. You got good defense, a couple of misplaced pitches by Kenzie Brown on Friday, but then the bats worked yesterday for the Sun Devils.
There was really the defense yesterday, 4 errors at one point that was ultimately the difference in that game.
Which, when you look at it, errors, a defensive stat, yes, but when you play Texas Tech, such an aggressive team.
Yeah, you can't, I mean, you don't have any room for error against Texas Tech. You got to take care of business in the most fundamental parts of the game.
0-1. Williams. Upstairs, ASU. Back-to-back 35-win seasons, one away from claiming a 36th, which would be the most in the Megan Bartlett era. She's kind of built this team up to this point. Her fourth year in charge, everybody she's brought in has been one of her recruits now.
Well, you think back to her early, the first and second year, I mean, just injuries really taking their toll that second season. Last year, this ASU squad was so young. You had so many underclassmen playing in major roles.
A 2-1 from Silva. Looped up over the glove of the left fielder, Ulrich. And down for another 2-out base hit. Just as they did in the first inning, Texas Tech has one on with 2 gone in the third. And Megan Bartlett carries herself that way. You get the sense, you talk to her this season, she does feel like there's an expectation with this group that's a little different this year than maybe it has been in the past at Arizona State University. This one slammed into left. Looking back is Avila. It's a 2-run blast. It's another home run this weekend for Taylor Panel. And the Red Raiders are waking up here on Sunday afternoon, 4-1. Texas Tech. Taylor Panel continuing to have a strong weekend.
Panel's bat waking up this weekend, having a coming out party. Coach Glasgow said she's going to be the key piece for us down the stretch. She's starting that stretch early here against ASU this weekend.
Scores Williams in a 2-out rally. This is what Texas Tech did on Friday night. Every single one of their 6 runs came with 2 outs in the Friday night win. Both here in the third coming. Aisa Silva, who had cruised through the start of this frame, now left to struggle a little bit. To shake that one off, though, if you're Silva. Get back in the circle and get to work.
Yeah, you got to have a short-term memory when you are a pitcher.
Still 2 outs. One swing of the bat away from this one being over in the top of the third. The 1-1 is outside for a ball. Spearman, who scored in the last inning. Goes the other way to the right side, trying to track it down in foul territory was Mejia. Just a shade off on the slide.
Well, those are the type of plays you're used to seeing from Ashley Mejia when she's out there in right field. So good to see her back out there defensively.
Healthy Ashley Mejia helps this Arizona State roster all around.
In a big way, especially defensively.
So good in the non-conference. When she got going, ASU's offense followed suit. 2-2 with 2 gone from Silva to Spearman. It's fouled off again. Once again from Silva. She stared right at it as Aisa Silva collects her second strikeout of the afternoon, but not without a big home run. Another one for Taylor Panel, who's been pushing this Texas Tech team forward this weekend. inning as Texas Tech, through Taylor Panels' home run, have tacked 2 more on as Arizona State comes back to the plate, hoping to look for some runs in the final home game of the 2026 season, which means for a Sun Devil senior class, this is their last chance to play at Club Farrington, one of the best places to be in the country.
And what a group this 8-member senior class has been. The loyalty that they have shown. Coach Megan Bartlett really talked about that. You know, they've had a lot of these young women decide to stay in, whereas in a lot of other programs, these same people wouldn't have stayed, they would have left. So she said, these are young women that I'm going to be in their lives forever.
Doesn't happen a whole lot anymore.
Yeah.
In this transfer portal era of college athletics, Kenzie Brown, a 5th-year collegiate athlete, a 3rd-year Sun Devil, 4th-year Sun Devil, I think, actually, when you throw in that injury year.
Yeah.
So,
well, and even Kenzie Brown has talked about that. Coach Bartlett really took a chance on her. Their relationship dating back to when Coach Bartlett was at Ball State. Took a chance on her when long before she is the Kenzie Brown of current day.
You go back and talk about that as this one from Kennedy is fouled down the third base side. She talks about Kenzie Brown almost like a mother. Like,
yes.
I knew you when you were 14. I found you when you were 14, and I knew you were going to be an All-American pitcher.
Told her that.
At 14 years old. And lo and behold, the transfer portal opens up, and she's in the portal a couple years after that. Bartlett takes the job at Arizona State, and then bang, match made in heaven. It's become a perfect place for Kenzie Brown and a lot of other Sun Devils to etch out collegiate softball careers.
Which just speaks to, too, how full circle it has come for both Brown and Bartlett.
Tanya Winda fouls another one off. That one straight back. 1-2 still to Wendell. Tanya's another one of those seniors, a local kid.
They dreamed of being a Sun Devil since she was 7 or 8 years old.
They've been coming to camp here for years. Kind of spark this Sun Devil offense again here in the 3rd, down by 3 runs. Wendell is almost an extension of his coaching staff as well. She's so good, according to Megan Bartlett and Josh Bloomer, about being a reinforcing messenger for this staff. Make sure everybody's on task at practice.
And well, you just think about Wendell when she was out, just how much this lineup really missed her and what she brings in that leadoff spot.
This one in play for Williams for the first out of the 3rd inning. First time through, by the way, for Arizona State. 1 run, no hits in that first time through, as ASU reached a couple times. That big error induced by Avila and scored Mejia. The lone run so far for the Sun Devils. Another one fouled back. Kaylee Pond reached on a walk her first time up.
But speaking of transfers, what an impact maker that Kaylee Pond has been, a 6-year senior transferring in. I mean, had dealt with some injuries a lot earlier in her career and able to really put together a fantastic senior season. She missed 2 full years when she was at Iowa State and Cal because of those injuries.
Talked a lot about how Ashley Mejia can be a big piece of this offense for Arizona State. This offense does go as Kaylee Pond goes, especially earlier in the year when she was filling in the leadoff spot like we talked about earlier on. She strikes out looking on that one. 3rd strikeout in 11 batters faced for Kennedy. She's starting to get a little bit more of a rhythm after back-to-back walks in the 2nd. An error after that. That's another strikeout in what has continued to be a strong start so far.
When Kennedy's starting to have a lot better control over pitches too. Something that she struggled with early in this game.
Behind 1-0 to Sam Swan, who had that little loopy liner to 3rd base. Taylor Panels got the home run. She's got the great play at the hot corner. In her series for Texas Tech. fouled back. Misses upstairs on the heater from Kennedy. The thud that it makes on the catch.
It's a different sound that rise ball makes from Kennedy. Just the force that it comes in with.
3-1. We'll go full on another foul ball from Samantha Swan.
But ASU batters overall have done a pretty good job of laying off of that rise ball so far today.
This will be the 50th pitch thrown here from Kennedy. 2 gone in the third. Typically so dominant, but she has issued her 4th walk of the contest.
Well, and it's that rise ball that is the go-to pitch for her, and she just hasn't quite been able to dial in the location of it today, and she's not getting these ASU hitters to swing and miss like she normally has so much success with on that rise ball. They're just not chasing it up in the zone.
Emily Shep, who had a fly ball to center field. Took that one for a strike. A late one from Garrett Knowles. This one, right back up the middle. And slipping on the base path, but losing the ball in center field was Davis. That could have been disastrous as Sam Swan turned hard for third.
Well, Swan, she obviously didn't realize that the ball got away from Davis in center field. Otherwise, she probably would have gone all the way to third.
Right back up the middle from Shep. Yeah, just off your screen there. Sam Swan, her day almost took a turn for the worse. She worked her way back to second, though, and the Sun Devils with a little 2-out rally rolling.
Keep in mind, too, yesterday, ASU, a lot of success with 2 outs, 2 strike counts.
Ashley Mejia, who already worked the walk today, is at the dish. Fouls that one back and is behind 0-2. Two on, Nyjeri Kennedy trying to work her way out of it, and she does. Kennedy gets another strikeout, and Texas Tech survived the third thanks to their all-world arm inside the circle. Red Raiders up by 3 through 3.
Everyone needs a checking account, so get the one with built-in benefits for your unique lifestyle. Mountain America's My Style Checking has perks no one can pass up.
Enjoy sizzling restaurant deals.
Peace of mind mobile phone protection.
Timely telehealth services.
Confidence boosting identity protection.
And clutch loan rate discounts.
Make my style your lifestyle.
At Mountain America Credit Union.
Goes Calvis, throw it way out. Bring in a run, we got a double. Big conference. You call it third. Great defensive. Stuckey in the second.
Big 12 up. Base runner. Right coming off. King and Terry. Ballpark.
4-1 Texas Tech. Good news for Jerry Glasgow and the Red Raiders. Just picked up his 100th win at Texas Tech yesterday that's all well and good until you realize that's insane because it's only his second season in charge. It's kind of ridiculous.
Incredible to think in his first season at Texas Tech, they go all the way to the College World Series and end up being runner-up. Talk about the bar of success that you have set up. I thought it was fun, these two coaches, and we had a chance to talk to them earlier this week. A good rapport between the two of them, and Coach Megan Bartlett talked about, the pressures on Texas Tech in this series because this is a series they're expected to win. And she said that my goal is to see Jerry losing his mind at third base because he gets so emotional and excited as that third base coach.
Hasn't quite gotten there yet today. His team up 4-1. Bottom of the order at the plate with Burns, Tony, and Valdez. 400 wins in 9 years. (2-0) Foul down. What's the math on that? What's 400 divided by 9? You got any math experts up here?
Well, how about this? This is crazy. He has not lost a series in the regular season in his entire
66.
Yes. D1 coaching career. Crazy.
It's 44 wins a year, by the way. Calculator did it for me. 2-1, other way, base hit. Drops down in front of Mejia. And a second single of the afternoon for Jasmine Burns, the DP.
There's so much depth on this Texas Tech lineup. Whoever is in at that DP spot, the ability to step up in any sort of moment. Jazzy Burns just taking advantage, and we've seen a majority of the hits that Texas Tech has had have been to those gaps in the outfield today.
Bunted foul by Tony, who had the RBI double. Things going tonight, or this afternoon. This one, the other way. Should hang up underneath for Avila for the first out of the 4th inning. And it does, and I'll move it off to Victoria Valdez. See if Texas Tech can tack on a couple more. Valdez, good at bat here. If she can get on, flips it back to the top again.
I thought it was interesting that Jerry Glasgow talked about, Texas Tech hit a little bit of a stumbling block last week, had 6 straight games in 6 days, all on the road. And we asked him about that stretch. Dropped 2 of those games, one to Utah and one to Texas State, and had to have a comeback against Utah State on the road. And he said, we were just really inconsistent. That was our worst 6 games of the season.
Really quickly here, a pinch hitter in for Valdez in the 9th spot as Lauren Allred comes in. Another move on the chessboard. Find a way to tactically steal some runs here is Texas Tech. 6 games in 6 days can be a mental challenge,
especially on the road.
A physical one. You're moving around, you're trying to find yourself. As a team, we've played a lot of games on the road this year, Texas Tech. This is game number 21 on the road proper. Then you throw in 15 neutral games on top of that. Very rare for elite top 5, top 10 teams to play on the road as much as this group does. All right, good at bat so far. Ahead 2-0 on Aisa Silva. This one towards the left side, gloved well by Ulrich, trying to get 2. And Arizona State show up defensively here in the top of the 4th.
I love the response that Brooklyn Ulrich has shown today. Had a couple of defensive miscues yesterday, but she's so solid at that shortstop position, and turning 2 to close out the top of the 4th.
talking about me, talking about us, talking about me, talking about life, talking about hey, what's the matter? Hey, nothing matters. Losing no credit on the matter. Heads on a planet, call it off again.
They look at us and wonder, what's out there?
We are.
We've never been the type to stand to the side, letting world-changing ideas go untested. We push even beyond our own expectations. Here is seen across the country and heard around the world. We strive to be bold, to be impactful, and to challenge the status quo.
Because from here,
And here.
And even here,
it's possible.
Good crowd on hand here on Sunday afternoon. Third consecutive well-attended game for Arizona State at Club Farrington here in this matchup against the top 5 opponent. Right now, Texas Tech up 4-1, thanks to a couple of good innings in the second and the third.
Yeah, I've been impressed too how many Texas Tech fans are in the house too. They travel well. Just giving off vibes like we saw against Oklahoma this year with the amount of fans here.
Everyone stays in the infield, and Panel calls everybody off at third base for the first out.
You're seeing Kennedy. She's really starting to get in a rhythm here in the circle. It took her a couple innings. Unusual to see her with 4 walks in an outing, but she's really started to settle in, particularly in that last inning.
This is Yazzie Avila. And strike 1. Trying to find the corners a little more.
Yeah, exactly.
This one to the right side.
Ooh, wow.
Diving play out of there.
Incredible. What a stop.
Williams just got in front of it and on the ground gave a flip and hopped twice, picked out by Bliss.
I wasn't sure that it was going to get there in time, but look at this stop. Sacrificing the body, just flicks it over and just manages to beat the touch at first.
Maybe that's the way forward for this Texas Tech team, to try and find its identity. So good offensively, so good inside the circle, but some defensive grittiness can really galvanize a team as you look for that phrase, that motto, that MO towards the postseason.
Especially when you have 2 elite pitchers, you want to be able to trust that defense right behind you.
Two gone in the 4th for Brooklyn Ulrich. One misses from Kennedy. Kennedy taking her time here. Going to get out of the 4th unscathed. Fouled off by Ulrich, who had that great double play to do it herself to end the top half of this inning. Brooklyn's hoping she can get her bat going, though, in this series here this afternoon. She's been the standout so far for the Sun Devils against Texas Tech. This one, right side, fair ball, played by Liss. And she steps on the bag herself. 3 up, 3 down with a couple of strong defensive plays by Texas Tech. None better than this one, though, from Mia Williams.
Yeah, Williams turning up the glove work. How about this for a stop, and gets it to first in time to Liss. Texas Tech working their defense to perfection here in the 4th.
Arizona State as we head to the 5th, number 5 in the country. The Red Raiders have been one of the best in the nation this year, and for good reason. They are breaking school records left, right, and center.
You look at the 106 home runs. They're 4th nationally in that department. Look at the run rule wins, though. 32 of them, consecutive hitless innings. And the records are going to continue to fall for this Red Raiders squad. You throw in there, too, that they already have 109 stolen bases this season. That surpasses last year's total. I mean, it's just pretty much every offensive category.
This is a team that has the best offense in the nation, 480-plus runs as a team this year. With the best offense in the country, number 3 in the nation. They also have the 4th best team ERA in the country.
Well, that's
Bart laid down.
That's what makes this Texas Tech squad so good. It is, you know, you top 5 in the country in pitching, but also top 5 offensively in the country. That is quite the elite combination.
Maya Davis liked that one out, by the way. It was a perfectly placed bunt, and then she zoomed down the first base line.
Well, there's a speed of Maya Davis on display. Elite base running speed. I mean, it's not even close.
This one, after the bunt, flared out into right center. Shading to her right is Mejia. And that's another early out for Caitlin Terry, who continues to struggle this week at the plate. One gone in the 5th.
Yeah, unusual from Caitlin Terry because she has been exceptional at the plate all year.
She got a strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out. Here in this one today, Jackie Liss. Double in the 1st. A grounder to the first baseman in the 3rd. She takes that one for a strike from Silva. Now 4 1/3 innings pitched for Aisa Silva. The offense can come alive at some point for Arizona State. She has kept them in at only 4 runs for Texas Tech so far. If she can get out of this one unscathed, that's a good line. It's a good line. This one fouled first base side. The 0-2. Try the back pick. Safe was Davis. Secondary leadoff for Maya Davis is always a threat as well.
Yeah, I mean, you have to really be dialed in on where Davis is at because she can steal any bag. I mean, thinking back to yesterday, even off the pass ball, she was at second, came home on the pass ball.
1-2 to Liss. This one fouled down the first base side again.
Let's not forget, too, this Texas Tech program, they are very aggressive in how they run the base pass. Just think back to the College World Series last year. Stole home in the College World Series. How often do you see that?
It's their MO. They want to play the game. Need a protagonist. This one, third base side. Almost into the Sun Devil dugout.
I appreciate, though, the risks that Jerry Glasgow likes to take. Not just with base running, but just even in some of the combinations. You know, he said expect the unexpected in this series.
Everything feels calculated within some of that gung-ho mentality that they sometimes display. It's never too much. Another 1-2 to Jackie Liss, who's worked a great at-bat. And that one's over into the Sun Devil bullpen. The Loopies over there. The 1-2. Runner goes. The throw is fantastic.
Right on the money.
Sam Swan has been so good for the Sun Devils offensively. How about the arm behind the dish from the catcher?
Well, tip your hat, Sam Swan. I mean, you just threw out one of the best base stealing threats in the entire country, and this wasn't even close. Just absolutely gunned her down at second base.
into left. That could be down for a base hit, but covered very well by Yazzie Avila. How good was that ball? That throw from Sam Swan. She keeps Texas Tech scoreless in the 5th. The Sun Devil Bats need to wake up, though, if Arizona State wants a top 5 win on Sunday afternoon.
Talking about me, talking about us, talking about me, talking about life, talking about hey, what's the matter? Hey, nothing matters. Losing your grip on the matter. Heads on a platter, calling off again.
Everyone needs a checking account, so get the one with built-in benefits for your unique lifestyle. Mountain America's My Style Checking has perks no one can pass up.
Enjoy sizzling restaurant deals.
Peace of mind mobile phone protection.
Timely telehealth services.
Confidence boosting identity protection.
And clutch loan rate discounts.
Make my style your lifestyle.
At Mountain America Credit Union.
Goes Calvis, throw it, bringing a run. We got a double. Big conference. You call it at the third. Great defensive. Jockey in the second.
The Big 12 up.
Base runner. Right coming off. Caitlin Terry. Ballpark.
Remaining schedule for Arizona State. It's a short one, penultimate week of the regular season in college softball. A trip up to Utah to take on BYU should be in favor for the Sun Devils, who need to find some wins down the stretch if they want to be involved in the Big 12 postseason.
Yeah, an opportunity to pick up some crucial wins heading into that Big 12 tournament. And BYU's just been decimated by injuries this year.
Starts this afternoon, though, with Texas Tech, bottom of the 5th, down by 3 runs.
You want to be able to get some momentum coming out of this game and feel good about yourself as you head into the final regular season conference series of the year.
Just trying to get the bats going as this one blooped, and Panel has another. That is her 3rd infield putout. Taylor Panel. As down goes Tiare Ho Ching. Arizona State is 1 for 14 today.
Well, that's been the biggest frustration when you think about just the body of work this season. Is just there's been times where this Sun Devil offense has been so good, so unstoppable, but then followed by times sometimes against really elite pitchers where it's gone quiet. Just trying to find that consistency game in, game out.
Since that single from Shep, the lone hit of the ball game for the Sun Devils, it's been 5 straight retired by Kennedy, who has found a rhythm in the 3rd, 4th innings. Trying to keep that going here in the 5th. Back at the top for Tanya Windle. And 1 for 14 today. 8 for 63 this weekend against Caitlin Terry and Nigeri Kennedy, the Texas Tech ace arms.
Well, it's so difficult when you face both of them. You've got a righty, you've got a lefty, you have different strengths too. Kennedy with that elite rise ball mixes in the changeup. And Caitlin Terry also has a great rise ball, but has a really nice curveball that she throws in as well.
2-2 to Windle. Tough to prepare for that. You can't really replicate elite placement, elite speed, elite movement of Kennedy. Her pitching arsenal. This one is down for a base hit, though, from Windle. A 2-ball, 2-strike, 1-out single from Tanya. She's got her first hit of the game. And let's see if that can spark the Sun Devil offense.
Well, making her dad, Mike Windle, proud in the front row down there. He's got a little Sun Devil kind of Superman cape on right now, but he's always fun to watch. Always can count on him being out here cheering on his daughter.
Is he the one with the, he's got the tailgates going, right?
Oh, yeah, elite tailgates.
You gotta get involved in that. That one's in there for a strike, just catches the corner on Kaylee Pond. Pond fouls it back into the protective netting. She herself 1 for 8 this weekend now at this point. Third at bat of this one this afternoon. Struck out looking her last time up. This one towards the shortstop, Tony, to the second baseman, and legging out is Pond. She's safe at first as they get the lead runner on the fielder's choice.
Kennedy's made some pretty quick work of this ASU lineup, really since the third inning on.
He had about 60 pitches about halfway through the third at Kennedy. Now up to 73, so quick work is right. This one fouled right side. And taking a hard crash into the wall was Caitlin Terry. That one ends up in the grass in foul territory.
Caitlin Terry just plays at 110 miles per hour. I mean, it's so rare to see not only a two-way player, but a two-way player who has the elite speed that Terry has. You watch her on the base pass.
Swan towards the shortstop. And routine for the third out of the fifth. So the Sun Devils get a single from Tanya Windle. Can't make much of it. 4-1 Texas Tech. Looking for win number 47 of 2026. Texas Tech. They lead Arizona State thanks to some fine defensive play so far from the Red Raiders. The closing end of Jerry Glasgow's team's season. It's a big one against Baylor, a midweek against Tarleton State, that game on ESPN to close out the year. But it's all about the postseason and what this team can accomplish in May.
Well, and if Texas Tech wants to leave, no doubt that they should be in one of those top 8 seeds in the RPI. They need to really win out the rest of the way. They're up to 11 in the RPI, but keep in mind, so they would be hosting a regional, but you want to also be hosting the super regionals.
Lost to Texas State about a week ago to end off what was a busy stretch of games, and then a doubleheader win over UTEP. Just bounced that into 2 wins from 2 against ASU, trying to close out a sweep of the Sun Devils here on Sunday afternoon with 4 games to go. That'd be a nice response to, again, what we talked about earlier, that worst 6-game stretch of the season, to find a way to win, what was that, 9 games?
Well,
the 5 and then the 4?
Coach Glasgow talked about it in that 6-game stretch. He said our offense was inconsistent. I thought we looked tired, and defensively in that loss to Utah, our defense was just really off.
They haven't looked tired this week.
No.
They've looked very focused, mentally refreshed even.
He also did say, I thought it was interesting, he said when they went to Utah, it was the one time they did not take their pitching machines. First time all year, and I don't know, you know how superstitious coaches can get, and not a good result. So he said, we made sure we're bringing them to ASU.
Helped them this week to 17 runs in almost 3 full games. This one high in the air to left. Looking back at the wall, it is gone. Texas Tech tack on 1 more thanks to Mia Williams' home run. And the Red Raiders with some insurance in the 6th.
We have some movement. Kenzie Brown in the bullpen right now, but Mia Williams, her 18th home run of the season. It's under this one, and that carries. It was close, but it got over in the left field.
Second home run of the game for Texas Tech. Taylor Pannell, who's at the plate now, had the other back in the third. Took that one and got hit by it. She will take first base. And you mentioned Kenzie Brown warming up in the pen. I wonder if 5-1 with a runner on and nobody out changes maybe your course of action there. She
Possibly,
pitched both games so far in this series.
Yeah, she did throw a lot, especially yesterday. Came in.
Galupi was warming up earlier. And fouled off by Spearman. 0 for 1 this afternoon. Lisa Silva taking her time here. Lefty winds. And that one, it hit Spearman, but she swung at it. Jerry Glasgow's going to come over and check up on her. Look at this one.
Yeah, maybe off the foot.
He's walking gingerly. It's either the foot or the bat came off the other side and hit her in the back. Either way. Transfer from New Mexico State. Steps into an 0-2. Takes that one upstairs for a ball.
It's been a good week, though, for Spearman. At 3 home runs in 3 games. 2 of them coming against UTEP.
That one misses as well from Silva.
Last year was putting up just world-class numbers at New Mexico State, and then made the jump up in levels to the Big 12. And she said, I've never been on a team this good. It's been so fun to compete every day against these players, my teammates.
That one got her 2. What was put into play? Did that land in foul territory, or is she out? It landed in foul territory, then kicked forward. Yeah, I've never seen a ball have that much spin on it.
She's just beating herself up right now. I need some major ice on that left foot.
Go back to that last sentence you said. The word that stood out to me there was it's so fun to compete. It's not fun to be on a team that's this good, that's this dominant, that beats everybody. It's fun to be at practice and work and try and win my job.
Yeah, well, I mean, she said, you know, I have to bring it every day at practice because on any given day somebody could take my spot. So it's raised my level of competition. Went down on the strikeout there.
All that for a strikeout. She'll be upset with that one. You get hit twice, you don't get a base either time, and then the strikeout swinging. Spearman goes down for the first out of the 6th. The 1-0, blowing away. That goes right in line what we were just talking about with Spearman, with what Jerry Glasgow tells us about how you build a culture. You have to win. You have to know what allows you to win. You can't win if you don't have respect from a coach to a player to a coach to a coach, a player to a player. You have to work hard. He has been able to instill that in just 2 quick years with a lot of transfers that have imported into this team, and very quickly Texas Tech is one of the best winners in the nation.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's really been the most impressive thing since Coach Glasgow took over, is there's not a lot of teams out there that bring in that many transfers that are able to have that immediate level of success and have a great culture where everybody likes each other. You know, you have a high level of competition and are thriving on the field.
He's fouled back. It's 2-2 to Burns, who has 2 singles today. And success for them, yeah, it's winning ball games. Every team's success is winning games, but it's also reaching their potential, which, scarily for everybody else in the country, the number 5 team in the country doesn't think they've reached anywhere near their potential to this point in time. Two. Up the middle, off the glove of Silva, will land kindly for Ho Ching. Runner moves up to second on the fielder's choice as Burns has retired for the first time this afternoon.
I appreciate it too that Coach Glasgow, you know, he gives his players a level of freedom to express themselves. He said, you know, 20 years ago I was not a fan of the bat flips, but I've had to kind of come around on that. Now it doesn't bother me as much because I recognize it's a form of expression with this generation.
Bother him as much.
Yes, keyword. But Megan Barlow takes a similar approach in terms of just not only the freedom she gives her players, but she's really a player's coach. I mean, this is a program and a staff that, you know, they're going to be at a lot of these young women's weddings in the future. Like, they're going to be lifelong connected.
In a sense, it's both, for both of these coaches, throwback of their commitment to the individuals, and not just to themselves as coaches, but also to the adaptations that they've made as people and as leaders of their programs. 1 and 2 here to Haley Toney. We're in scoring position with 2 outs in the 6th. Already 1 run has come across. The solo shot from Mia Williams. This one barreled in the right field, but foul. Would have been a home run. 1 run is fine here in the 6th if you're Aisa Silva. 5-1 is still a game in which the Arizona State Bats, if they can wake up, is very achievable for the Sun Devils. The 1-2 from Aisa Silva. This is up and away. Still Kenzie Brown getting warm in the bullpen. 2-2 this time from Silva. Fouled off. We'll do it again. Is there a situation in which Kenzie Brown fits into this game?
Depends what ASU does offensively, bottom of this frame.
Need some runs to make it interesting.
If ASU can keep it to 5-1 here, getting out of this top of the inning, you could very well see
Hard hit, and Chester will glove it for the 3rd out. It will stay 5-1 Red Raiders with the advantage. 8 hits to 2. Can the Sun Devil Bats find a way in the bottom of the 6th, down by 4? hand this afternoon to try and watch Arizona State get the bats going in the bottom of the 6th. The 5-1 lead for Texas Tech. 3rd consecutive game that Club Farrington has hosted 2,000 or more for the first time since 2023. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. And you've got a beautiful day out here in Arizona to take it in. It's not too hot, sunny.
Yesterday was perfect.
Yeah.
It was the best day I've seen in late April here in a long time. This day, maybe a close second at this point in time. Can the Sun Devil bats wake this crowd up as well, who have been quiet for a crowd of 2,000 plus because Arizona State is yet to really give them too much to grasp onto. Just the 2 hits. Emily Shep hoping to kickstart that with Ashley Mejia and Katie Chester due up behind her. Right side foul ball, 1-1.
I don't think it's been said enough about Emily Shep this year. I mean, she's primarily been a catcher in her career, and she's made the shift this year to the hot corner and played a number of games at third base, and the job that she's done for the first time in her career, too, playing third base, making that adjustment.
It's looked pretty seamless, too. It's been such a huge help for this ASU team. Head 2-1 right now on Kennedy. This one flared foul, even up the count. A typical day for Nyjeri Kennedy. Just the 4 strikeouts to show for it. Last 2 innings has not struck out a batter despite not giving up a run. Usually so dominant in 1v1 battles as a pitcher. Today she's allowed her defense to help her out and has pitched well in high pressure situations. This one hit hard, left side base hit. Emily Shep starts off the 6th for the Sun Devils with a single.
Shep's really been one of the catalysts for the ASU offense this weekend. Had that 2-run homer yesterday, and the attempted comeback middle of that game, but dialing in here today at the plate, trying to put the rally caps on. Where's the rally rabbit that ASU relies on? We're starting to see it here in the 6th.
Let's see if it pops out from the dugout. Yazzie Avila's rabbit. It's the 4th hit of the weekend for Emily Shep, and 9 at-bats. And so the day is done for Nyjeri Kennedy. A new pitcher is coming in for Texas Tech. It's Samantha Lincoln, who will appear for the first time this weekend for the Red Raiders. While she warms up, we'll step aside. The Sun Devils with 1 on and nobody gone in the bottom of the 6th. Parrots a runner on first with nobody out In the bottom of the sixth, the 4-run lead for number 5 Texas Tech is the lefty Lincoln, who has been such an important additive piece to this pitching staff this year. For Texas Tech gets her first chance to pitch this weekend and misses upstairs to Ashley Mejia, the lefty, in the first offering.
Yeah, Lincoln's development has really been critical. Had an impressive freshman year, but her control and command has really matured this year. She's been able to develop an off-speed pitch. Her changeup has really improved. And then you throw in the curve, the drop, and the rise, just better command of it overall.
1-0, right side Mejia. They'll try and get the lead runner, and they will. So Shep, who had to roll around that ball, is out at second. Ashley Mejia is on with 1 gone in the 6th.
And just kind of like what's been a theme with Caitlin Terry and Kennedy this year, Lincoln does not walk many batters. I mean, you look, 12 walks to 50 strikeouts on the season.
There's a pinch runner in for Arizona State. I believe there was a pinch runner in on that last one as well, Corey Shull. Corey Shull is at first.
Or should I say 53 strikeouts. Don't want to shorter there, those 3 strikeouts.
Corey Shull was running for Shep, and now Yaya Acuna is pinch running for Mejia. So Arizona State exhausting all of its options here late on. So Acuna at first, 1 out as Lincoln will try and get through this game. Some defensive changes as well for Texas Tech as Desiree Spearman went to right field to replace Caitlin Terry. That one gets past the catcher, and into second is Acuna, who has speed to score on a base hit. Over to third is Logan Halliman, so Terry is warming up in case this game gets close. Lincoln gives up a couple of runs.
Acuna, one of the rare players that's a 4-year Sun Devil too.
Wasn't sure when they were recruiting her if she wasn't sure if she was going to be a college player, Yaya Acuna. Older sister Yanni was a 2-time All-American at Arizona State. Yaya showed up, worked hard, had a great year. An ACL tear set her back. She has become a vital leader in this Arizona State club. 2-1 is slap foul by Jasmarie Roberts, who is batting for Katie Chester.
And I love that Coach Bartlett said that Acuna is a sparkly ball of light, is how she described her.
That's about as glowing a review as you can ever get, I think. Roberts, who was huge at the beginning of the season for the Sun Devils, plugging holes, takes the 2-2 and makes it a full count. Can really hit at the college level, the freshman from Modesto.
Has a very calm approach at the plate for a freshman. Does not get phased.
He's a Big 12 freshman to watch at the beginning of the year. Faces a full count against the lefty Sam Lincoln. The pitch up towards the second baseman Williams, who has the routine 4-3. Acuna advances to third. Here in the bottom of the 6th, now 2 outs. Yazi Avila, 0 for 1 today, reached on the error by the shortstop Tony that scored Ashley Mejia, the lone run for the Sun Devils today. Low from Lincoln.
Come on, kid. Cut the ball in half. Let's go.
That one is in for a strike. No more Kenzie Brown in the bullpen for Arizona State. Left fielder Avila. She drive one in for the Sun Devils. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Great pitch by Lincoln. The 1-2. Just outside. Twos all across the board in a 5-1 game in the bottom of the 6th. Second-year Red Raider, part of the first high school recruiting class for Jerry Glasgow. Lincoln's pitch on the 2-2. She struck her out to end the 6th inning. And a leadoff single for the Sun Devils. They leave it there. Still 5-1 Texas Tech as we head to the 7th. Sun Devils, Red Raiders. Arizona State in a 5-1 game. Mika Lupi replaces Aisa Silva, who went 6 strong. And it's Lupi who's been the innings eater for the Sun Devils this season, trying to keep this one at a 5-1 game and give the offense a chance in the bottom half of this inning.
And Lupi, the hardest thrower on this ASU team. You're going to see, though, she throws a lot more down ball stuff, so you're going to see a lot more ground ball outs with her in the circle.
It's not quite the same control as a Kenzie Brown, but it is elite, elite pace. He's got Victoria Valdez to deal with. And then Maya Davis and Caitlin Terry. So 9-1-2 as Kenzie Brown watches on. Pitched the first 2 games. Arizona State lost them both in different ways. 6-0 defeat in the opener. That was a pitching duel. A couple of mistakes from Brown that made that that box score appear a little more bloated than the game really was. And then a 7-5 back and forth. You make a move, I make a move type of game yesterday. This 5-1 today has been more of a slow burn in a way. Texas Tech put all those runs up early. It was 4-1 after the 3rd inning. And we have grinded the rest of this game out.
It's just this whole series has just very much felt like a postseason series.
Thinnest of margins.
Yeah. And ASU still everything in front of them. You know, Kenzie Brown, her big goal, the only goal that she has not met in her career is to get to Oklahoma City. And that is certainly still within reach.
A regional certainly on the cards for Arizona State as Valdez flares this one up into right. Mejia is underneath it, or Acuna, I should say, is underneath it to make the play. First out.
And ASU bats are just going to have to make sure they're consistent here as you move into the real stretch run of the season. And then you have to continue to get really good pitching in the circle.
Maya Davis is up now. Take strike 1 from Lupi. Unscathed inning here from Mika Lupi would be so important for Arizona State.
Well, Maya Davis is the classic example of development as a player from her freshman year. You know, when she came in, she was primarily a bunter, a slapper. That was what she was doing about 100% of the time. And now it's about 75% of the time she's hitting. So she's really turned into a complete player. She can go to the bunt, she can go to the slap in certain situations, but has really developed her entire offense.
You throw in that testimony, Caitlin Terry, and how she's improved as a hitter this year. Texas Tech, one of the best places to be for developing young hitters in the nation under Jerry Glasgow. The 0-2 from Loopy. This one up the middle, base hit in the gap. And turning for two is Davis. She stands on second with a one-out double.
I would love to see Davis on the track in like 100-yard.
I think that would be
100-meter race.
Fast. Look at
I know it would be fast. Put her in the 60 meters indoors. I would love to see what kind of speed she can show.
The first step is unbelievable. She gets out of the box so quick. Caitlin Terry's going to re-enter to hit and taking her out of the game to get her into the bullpen. Once Sam Lincoln got out of that, you figured that would be the case, though. Now, can she get her first hit of the weekend at this point? It's the only thing Caitlin Terry hasn't done.
Yeah.
So dominant on Friday night. Picked up win number 19, 2026, and that 6-0's Red Raider win over the Sun Devils. Had 7 strikeouts, gave up just 2 hits. Just 3 hits for the Sun Devils today.
Good power, though, from Caitlin Terry as well. Had 1 home run through her first 20 or so games, and then has had 7 since then.
Takes that one for a strike. It's 2-1 now in the top of the 7th. As it stands, Texas Tech will complete the sweep and win the Big 12 outright in the regular season for the 2nd consecutive year. The 2-1. The ball.
Well, I know that, you know, the great Erica Beach, who was an All-American here at ASU, I know you've called some games with her this season. She appreciates what Caitlin Terry and Kennedy have done this year, being great two-way players, because Erica was certainly that here at ASU.
Do both, why not?
Excellent pitcher, phenomenal hitter as well.
Little mound meeting here, catcher, coach, pitcher. Everybody else is going to go hang out in the outfield for Arizona State. Don Bartfeld, one of the more accomplished pitching coaches out there nationally. The Sun Devil defense that played well today, bounced back after a rough performance yesterday. Look at those 4 errors that defense made. That's probably the difference in that game.
Yeah, no doubt was the difference.
ASU and Texas Tech, that would have made this one an interesting rubber match rather than a potential Texas Tech coronation. Three-1 from Loopy. He showed bunt. The runner went, the throw is away. And there's the aggressive base running again for Texas Tech as Maya Davis scores from second as she raced for third. The throw got by, and the Red Raiders add another. It is now 6-1.
And you got Terry on second base now in scoring position. As a pinch runner will come in for her.
Make your own luck if you're Texas Tech. She's still there at second base. Jackie Liss is at the plate. I thought they'd pinch run forward too.
Yeah, that's my bad. I thought for a second she'd come out for a pinch runner.
Another look at this one.
But she has blazing speed, so why would you sub for her?
Throw just does get away. And Davis, any chance she gets to take, she will. Liz had that double all the way back at the beginning of the ball game. Has been held quiet since. .2-0 from Mika Loopy. Outside for a ball. and 4, a strike on the 3-1.
Jackie Liss comes from quite the softball family. Her Aunt Becky Liss was a Hall of Fame player at SIU.
Another Southern Illinois.
Yeah. Was one of the great ones.
This one up towards the second baseman. Tough one for Ho-Ching to read, but she reads it well. And down goes Liss. It's got to be so difficult to go to the college, not only that your parent, your mother in this case, played at, but also like, oh, look, she's like really good.
Yeah, no, she's a Hall of Famer. And what's fun is that Becky was a great player under Carrie Blaylock, who is a Hall of Fame coach, was a phenomenal coach at SIU, that softball program. And Jackie was one of the last recruits that Carrie had before she retired.
Two players from that team on this Texas Tech roster that has aspirations to win it all in 2026 and have certainly the potential to do so. That is very easy to see with this team.
This Red Raiders team trying to reach that potential here these last few weeks of the regular season as they head into postseason play.
And Williams has the home run and the single, and this one's going to add to her day. And she drives in another run for Texas Tech. Caitlin Terry scores, and it's 7-1 Red Raiders. Another multi-run inning for the visitors.
Well, one thing that Coach Glasgow talked about coming into this series is he said, we've been such a power-hitting team this season, but we're going to get back to playing some small ball here this weekend. You know, really focusing on running the base as well, you know, getting singles, just advancing runners.
Felt they needed to do both. They had to hit well, they had to run well. They hit with power, had to run the bases phenomenally to get away with a series win.
And you need both in the postseason.
Competition's only going to get tougher, at least the standard of competition for Texas Tech the rest of the way. This is against an Arizona State team that very comfortably is in the field. They will be a postseason team, whether as a 2 seed or a 3 seed. It will depend on how the Sun Devils do to close out the year in Utah next week. This one towards the second, or the first baseman, for the third out of the inning. But 2 more for Texas Tech. And comes through Maya Davis and Caitlin Terry as the Red Raiders have built some comfort as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Sun Devils, Ulrich, Ho-Ching, and Wendell, the 3 due up for Arizona State. Let's see if they bring in some pinch hitters to try and get this offense rolling in a 7-1 ball game, thanks to 2 more runs tacked on the top of this frame by Texas Tech, as Arizona State looks to claim a come-from-behind top 5 win here at home And they will immediately go to the bench with
Ryan
the
Brown.
very powerful Ryan Brown.
Coach Bartlett said she has the most power of anybody I've ever seen.
And Megan Bartlett has been around some power.
Some very good, yes. Her time at Texas, it's a big statement.
Brown was a member of the 2024 Texas team. Was at Tennessee last year. At Arizona State has been primarily used off the bench to come in and provide offense. She bats for Brooklyn Ulrich. Last chance for Arizona State just past 3 o'clock local time. That one's inside. It's 1-1 to Ryan Brown. Thompson Station, Tennessee. We've seen exit velo in practice, or at least we've been told exit velo in practice that's topped out at 87 this year. Fouled that one back off her body. One-two to Brown. Also another one back. This one at the third base side. Let's see what Sam Lincoln has here on the 1-2. Brown the other way, foul ball right field. Claimed by the stands here at Farrington. Sam Lincoln came in, inherited a runner with no outs in the 6th, retired 3 straight. And 3 outs.
Just had that curveball working.
It's her best pitch when it's on. The 1-2. Popped up, the catcher trying to find it. And exceptional defensively from Valdez to get up and out and get it moving for the first out. And Arizona State has 2 left.
Right on cue from Lincoln. A nice job tracking this down as Texas Tech continues to get it done defensively today.
Tiare Ho-Ching, the 9-hitter, stays out there. And Tanya Windle on deck. Could very well have the last chance for Arizona State to get going.
Ho-Ching's another one of those players for ASU that missed time this year, was out with a concussion, and she's such a central piece of this defense in the middle infield.
1-1 from Lincoln, swing and a miss from Ho-Ching. 250 average. She is very much out there to be dominant defensively, but if the bat can get going for her, then she becomes a very important piece. Last 5 games, she's been hitting about 400 for this team coming into the weekend.
Added a lot of strength this offseason, too. Put on about 15 pounds of muscle to get those power numbers up.
Swings and misses on that one. Sam Lincoln has her second strikeout in 5 batters faced. Tanya Windle, the last chance for the Sun Devils, 1 out away from being swept at home by Texas Tech.
I mean, what a luxury, though, when you think about, like, you already have Kennedy and Caitlin Terry in the circle, and then you're able to bring Lincoln in.
Makes him pretty good. It's a strike in there to Windle. 1 for 3 day for Tanya.
Lincoln doing a nice job right now, really working the corners.
No, you can't. Come on. The
0-1. to the right side. Has it in first. The race to the bag, and safely is Tanya Windle.
Nice hustle by the senior Tanya Windle, keeping this game alive. Texas Tech continues to play really solid defense, and a nice job trying to dive at the bag by Jackie List.
With 1 on, 2 outs, Kaylee Pond takes a strike on the first pitch. That was just the 4th hit of the game for Arizona State. Couple walks thrown in there, and this is a Sun Devil team that have stranded 6 runs out there. 6 runners out there. This one's low. The 1-1 from Samantha Lincoln. Works back in for the strike, and the Sun Devils down to their last strike here on Sunday afternoon. Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, a pitch away from 19 wins from 21 tries in Big 12 conference play. There's 3 games left in the season. That one is fouled off. And Pond stays alive.
Also 1 out away from a Big 12 title. Outright.
To win it for the 2nd consecutive year. Jerry Glasgow era has gotten off to a roaring start in Lubbock. The 1-2, right side. Williams has it, and that is the ball game. Texas Tech, for the 2nd consecutive year, are the Big 12 regular season champions. They win this one 7-1. They sweep the Sun Devils over the course of 3 days in late April.
Just an impressive 3-game series from Texas Tech. Got it done in the circle. Nyjah Kennedy really settled in today. Then Samantha Lincoln came in, put the exclamation point on things. They throw in the 10 hits by the Red Raiders, and this Texas Tech squad is really rounding into form here as we head into the final week of the regular season.
It was a rough 6-game stretch at the beginning of this month, but they have turned it into some of the best ball they've played all year long. It started on Friday. Caitlin Terry was fabulous. They got enough offense yesterday to outlast a plucky Sun Devil performance. And then today, it wasn't the strikeouts for Nyjah Kennedy, but she kept moving along, flipped it over to Samantha Lincoln, who closed it out. And this was a very complete Texas Tech outing.
And most importantly, when Kennedy got in a few jams today, she was able to rely on her competitiveness and just her mental resilience and toughness to get out of those jams.
And for Arizona State, they lose this series all 3 games. They stumble down now to 35-16 on the season. They have 1 more series in the Big 12 against BYU to try and put themselves into the Big 12 top 8 to get into the Big 12 tournament.
Well, and that's the thing. If ASU can put themselves, solidify their spot in that tournament, you get to the Big 12 tournament, anything can happen. You know, you potentially go on a run there. ASU still sitting in pretty good position, has the pieces. They've shown flashes of it certainly this season. They're getting healthy at the right time, so the ability to potentially go on a run for the Sun Devils program.
And still postseason ball ahead of Arizona State. They will be, in all likelihood, in the NCAA tournament. They lose this one today, 7-1. They lose the series 3-0 as Texas Tech take all 3 in Tempe. They turn their head towards May, a series against Baylor. For the Red Raiders, the Sun Devils travel to BYU to close out their regular season. So for Kelly Burke, our entire crew here at ESPN Plus, I've been Ryan Sikora saying so long from Alberta B. Farrington Stadium, where Texas Tech is a Sunday winner, 7-1.